Hey, this is Russ. I've been asked to talk a little bit about my mobility scooter. So I wanted to give you a little bit of background on it first, and then I'm going to show you how I put it together. All right. So, anyways, I had started a photography school years ago, and I always wondered how was I going to take my students out on photography field trips when I could barely walk well. And a lot of these trips are 3 hours long, so 3 hours of walking would be near impossible for me. I had torn meniscuses at the time and had both knees scoped out, but yeah, my walking ability, if you watched me walk before I had this knee replacement, you would never know that I had any issue with my knees. I could walk relatively quickly. You would never even see me hobbling. But if I walked more than, say, a city block, you'd see me hobbling. So we had taken a vacation in Florida. My daughter, myself, and my sister's family, and my mom. My wife was working, so she couldn't come. And so to get my mom around, we decided the best thing to do was to get a wheelchair for her. And so my sister pushed her around. And my daughter had said, "Dad, don't rent one of those mobility scooter things. Just get a wheelchair. I'll push you." I'm kind of a big guy, and she's not that big. So pushing me around was not a smart move. So I think it took about a half hour of that pushing when she finally said, "Dad, go get the mobility scooter." So we rented the mobility scooter at Disney World. And I kind of liked it. It wasn't very fast, but I lasted the entire day at Epcot Center with no issues at all. And that's when I started thinking maybe I should get a mobility scooter. But those were big mobility scooters, and to getting it around town would be very difficult. I'm not gonna attach this to the back of my car with a hitch and all that. No way. So I started looking on the internet, and I went on eBay, and I found that there was scooters that were portable scooters. They came apart, and so I ordered one on eBay from a dealer, mobility scooter dealer out in New York. I just looked for the best pricing and ordered it. And I believe at that time the scooter cost me $1,200 or $1,300, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. And so free shipping, so I had it shipped to me. And when I got the scooter, it had a problem. I think during the shipment, maybe to them and then to me, the wiring harness had some issues. So the scooter company actually sent a repair person out, and he changed out that particular assembly, and then I was fine from that point going forward. So now the battery on this scooter lasts about roughly 12 or 13 miles, something like that. And I felt that, well, what if I needed more than that? So I ordered a second battery for the scooter, which was a higher capacity battery. All right. So anyways, so I have two scooter batteries, and so if I ever needed to go longer distances, I can. Interestingly enough, many years later, my wife and I went to Washington, D.C., and I've told this story before. And so since we were going all over the National Mall, which is where all the museums are, the Smithsonian museums, I didn't know how long we would be out there, so I brought both scooter batteries. I just put one in there so that it was running with it, and then I put the second battery on the floor deck. So I had both batteries with me, and I found that I really didn't even need it. That one battery lasted the entire day. So really, if you're wondering whether it would last a full day's charge, yeah, they do. I mean, and we were all over the place. So anyways, let me show you real quickly how the scooter is put into my trunk of my car and taken out of the trunk, and how I assemble it. But before I do that, let me tell you some specifics, okay? So the model that I have has been renamed. The model that I have is, I think, called the Pride Mobility Go-Go series. It's Go-Go, interesting name. Elite Traveler HD. And so I believe the current model name is called the Go-Go Elite Traveler Plus 4-wheel. Okay, they make a 3-wheel version too. And the maximum weight that this can handle for this portable scooter is 300 pounds. Now, I am not 300 pounds, but it's nice to know that it has the ability to go that high, okay? The heaviest piece is the long floorboard piece, and that's 34 pounds. The battery weighs about 29.5 pounds, okay? So the total weight of the scooter with the battery is 87 pounds. But again, you have to realize that this comes into separate pieces, so it's not 87 pounds lifting into your trunk. The heaviest piece is 34 pounds, and that's the floorboard part. And then the second heaviest piece would be the battery, which is 29.5 pounds. The speed that you can get on this particular scooter is 4.5 miles per hour, which is considered a fast walking pace. Now, usually when I'm on the scooter, I'm passing most people up. They can't even keep up with me, quite frankly. Now, you might be able to walk quickly and keep up with me, but try to do that for hours on end, and there's no way you could do it. So I can scoot faster and farther than most people can walk, okay? And again, the range for the current models are 14.5 miles. So that's quite a bit. Okay, I think the older model may have been 12 or 13 miles, something like that. Now, the turning radius on a 4-wheel scooter is 45.75 inches, but the turning radius on a 3-wheel version is 34.5. So the benefit of the 3-wheel is tighter turning circle. Okay, you can turn quickly and on a dime. All right, but the stability of a 4-wheel unit is better. So I prefer the 4-wheel scooter over the 3-wheel. But again, you don't save much weight either. It's a 1 pound difference. All right, total weight is 1 pound difference for a 3-wheel versus a 4-wheel. But you do gain the stability, okay? All right, let me show you real quickly how I take this out of my car, how I put it together, and how I put it back in the car. All right, so the first thing I take out always is the main drive unit. And then after that, I will go ahead and take out the basket, which I usually just stick next to the floorboard. And then after that, I usually take out the seat, and then I'll take the floorboard. Now you see I actually put some cardboard in the trunk of my car, and that just protects the car a little bit. Now to put together the scooter, it's not hard at all. I'll put the main unit floorboard on the drive unit, and then bring up the tiller, lock that in place, and then unlock the front wheels. And then I'll put in the battery, and then I'll put in the chair. And after the chair is done, I'll go ahead and put in the basket. So you can see it's actually very quick. It's not hard to do at all. To disassemble the scooter, I always take off the basket first, take off the chair, then I'll remove the battery pack, I'll bring down the tiller and lock the front wheel in place. There we go. And then remove the floorboard. Pretty easy. Put it back together, I always put in the main floorboard first, okay? That's the longest piece. Then I'll usually go and get the basket, stick the basket inside the trunk on top of the floorboard. Then I'll get the chair and put the chair inside. I'll push that as far forward as I can. And then I get the actual drive unit, the rear drive unit, and I'll stick that right behind it. And the battery goes into the back seat of my car. So that is my mobility scooter. If you're interested in getting one of these, look up one of the mobility scooter dealers or look on the internet, okay? You'll find a lot of dealers will actually ship these to you, and it's not difficult to get. I think even on eBay, it only took me like 3 days or something like that, 3 or 4 days from New York. So it's very, very quick. And it's really been a blessing to have this thing. My wife is not thrilled that I have it. She doesn't like being seen next to it and having to walk beside it. But for me, it's been very helpful, especially when my knees are bad. And, to be able to just go anywhere, do anything you want to do, I highly recommend it. Now, even though my knee is getting better, I do feel that I will be using the scooter still to save on the knees. So if I don't need to be walking, if it's something that I can just scoot, I probably will continue scooting. Anyways, it is kind of fun. I've gone on bike paths with it, just done fun things with it, and it's gotten me to place. So really, I highly recommend them. Anyways, if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit all those things, and I will talk to you guys next time.